All right, let's go over how to properly track alcohol in Cronometer. So, alcohol is one of those things that's a little tricky because when we think about where calories come from, right, we typically think about our macros, so protein, fats, and carbs. Now, there are 4 calories per gram of protein. There are also 4 calories per gram of carbs. So we know if we're logging, 1 gram of protein, that will be accompanied by 4 calories. Same thing with carbs. For fats contain 9 calories per gram. However, alcohol does not fit into any of those categories. When you look at like a White Claw, for example, it'll say, hey, there's 2 grams of carbs in here. Now, if we're thinking about this, right, we just said there's 4 calories per carb. So does that mean that a White Claw is only 8 calories? No, obviously not. We know that a White Claw would be about 100 calories. So where are those other 92 calories coming from, right? They're coming from alcohol. Alcohol calories are not carbs, proteins, or fats. They are a world in and of itself. Now, we don't technically want to really call alcohol a macronutrient because the whole definition of a macronutrient is a nutrient that we need in large quantities to survive. So, alcohol is a different calorie per gram. We'll just put it that way. It's not a nutrient, it's not a macronutrient, but it does contain energy or calories. Alcohol contains 7 calories per gram. So, how can we properly track this? Because as you can see on screen here, if we take a look at a standard listing for a cocktail, let's say, we can see here that it's not going to properly track those calories or those macros that we would associate with alcohol. So rather than having the macros be misrepresented, which will obviously make them be misrepresented in your RFN tracker, we have a way of kind of working around this and making sure that we're allocating and removing those calories that we use for alcohol from our day. So what we're going to want to do is instead of logging in the specific alcohol that you have, we actually do not care what type of alcohol you're having. Instead, what we want to do here is we actually just want to take the calories that come in that alcoholic drink in total, and we will allocate it or we will convert it to either protein, or sorry, not protein. We will never allocate to a protein. We don't want to take away from your protein. We will allocate it to either fats or carbs. Now, how do we do that? I know no one really likes doing math, except for me, maybe. Or I should say, most people don't enjoy doing math. But we will do a little bit of math here. So, first things first, all we need to know is the approximate calories that are in the drink that you're having. So, sometimes it's really obvious, right? You can say, oh, wow, like on a White Claw package or on a High Noon package. It is clear. If you're like a Miller, like it'll say 98 calories on it. And it's very easy for us then. But sometimes you're not going to know. Honestly, it's a great thing to just Google, say, hey, we're having a margarita. How many calories are in a margarita? Very simple to just Google it. And again, it might not be perfect, but if it's getting us in the ballpark, fantastic. Now, we do also have resources for you at RFN to help with this. So, pulled it up here. We have a little alcohol cheat sheet that you can use. This is like really common beers or alcohols or wines or seltzers. Obviously, again, it depends. You may that's not on here, but this is just a really simple cheat sheet that tells you how many calories are in each of these approximately. Again, brand to brand can differ a little, but we're not so worried about being so precise. We just want to get in the ballpark here. So here we kind of say, and already give you a breakdown as to how you can log this. But again, let's say you're having something that's not on this list. Let's say you're having a cocktail that contains 175 calories. Okay, how the heck do we break this down? So what we did was we actually created a calculator to help with this, and I'm going to move myself over here so that we can see this. So this is going to make the math simple, so you don't have to do it. All you need to do is come in here and type in the amount of calories that are in your drink. So you can type it in right here, and click enter, and the math will be done for you. We will literally tell you exactly how to track it as just carbs, as just fats, or if you want to allocate it half and half between your fats and your carbs, you can do that here as well. So, for example, 25 calories worth of alcohol, we would either log as 43.8 grams of carbs or 19.4 grams of fats. Or if you want to do it half and half, again, it's just literally half of each of those. Now, if you want to do the math yourself, it is super, super simple. Just take the amount of calories and divide it by 4 for carbs, because there's 4 calories per gram, or divide it by 9 for fats. So that is how we will log alcohol here, and I'm going to show you exactly how it looks in Cronometer. All right, so for this one, we're looking at about 190 calories. So again, we can pop over and we can use our alcohol calculator to figure out what that would look like, or we can type it and pop it in. So if we're going to log this as carbs, 190 divided by 4 is 47.5. Let's just do that for simplicity's sake. So what we're going to do is, to properly log this, we are going to delete that item out, and we're going to actually come up here and again, this looks a little different in the app, but I'm just trying to show on the web version. And we're going to click add food. Now, we have shared this listing with y'all, so it'll be here for you. We have an alcohol as carbs or an alcohol as fat listing that you can use, and this will be set up perfectly for how we want to log this. So again, it doesn't matter what type of alcohol you're having. We can come in, click that alcohol as carbs, and again, since we already did our math, we know we're going to enter in the serving size for those grams. So it's 47 or 47 to our diary. Now, when we come in, we're going to see that that is properly allocated here, and it'll obviously then be carried over to our RFN tracker properly. So if we wanted to log this instead of as carbs and we wanted to log it as fats, again, let's take 190, and this time we'll just divide it by 9. So it will have us log this as 21 grams of fat. So again, if we want to do that, we can delete out the carbs, and then we will just come up and we'll click add food, and we'll just go alcohol as fats, and we will log it as 21. And we'll click add to diary, and again, that will be properly allocated there for us now. So that is how we properly allocate and log alcohol. Please let us know if you have any questions at all.